Thanks, almost naked lady. At the command center, they open the door to find the place absolutely destroyed. They run to Zordon, who is now an old man in a blanket on a bed of crystals. Billy says he's dying, which is one of the only instances they say this term in this entire franchise. Zordon, between heavy breaths, explains that the Power Rangers are no more. Their powers are gone, including the Zords. Alpha then shows up and he's fine, explaining that there might be power on the distant planet of Phaedos that could save Zordon, but everyone who has ever gone for it has failed and perished. The Rangers insist, and Alpha says that he probably has enough power from the who's a what's it, and he can get them there, but they won't be able to come back. They decide that has to be good enough, so Alpha teleports them out, which causes pretty much everything in the command center to go dark. They teleport past the Moon Palace, showing Rita and Zed that Ivan didn't kill them. Pissed off, Rita starts going off on him, and to shut her up, Ivan slams some ooze over her mouth. Ivan then elects himself as the new leader of the villain army, taking his seat in Zed's throne. Zed tries to attack him, but it does nothing. Ivan then transports Zed and Rita into a little Angel Grove snow globe. He gives Goldar and Mordred the option to either join them or him. They decide to join Ivan, and Ivan says, "Ah yes, the Power Rangers," hawking a purple loogie out onto the ground for absolutely no reason apparently, but then it grows into the Tengu Warriors, big bird creatures. They are sent to Phaedos by Ivan to stop the Rangers from getting the hidden power, flying out into space. Hope they can flap pretty quickly. On Phaedos, the 6 Rangers land near a shoreline, mystified by how this place looks exactly like an Australian beach. Aisha then finds a skeleton, and they're kind of scared about that, and they're probably gonna end up dead. Probably should have considered that before, huh? Walk around, and a mysterious figure in a green cloak watches them. At an industrial plant, Ivan, Goldar, and Mordred are hanging out, and Ivan laments how he needs good help to help him rule over the world. He's going to recruit the parents of Angel Grove, turning them into zombies and then forcing them to dig up the ectomorphicon titans via some of Ivan's ooze. He then claims to be a master of disguise, to which I say, fair enough, he was a Caucasian dude that one time. On Phaedos, Kim stops to stare at the Australian coast to think about Zordon. Tommy talks to her about how they're going to achieve this no matter what. But then the Tengu Warriors arrive, dive-bombing the teens. They're taking cover before they just start landing, kicking them. What if these are the natives and you guys are just being a Christopher Columbus about this? One grabs Kim, flying up into the air, like way too high for me to personally feel comfortable with this being a non-union film. He then drops her as the green cloaked figure rips off their shawl, revealing some bikini babe with whistling sticks that cause the Tengu Warriors to run away and the Ranger teens to cover their ears. Thanks, almost naked lady. Rocky goes to say thank you and she hits his hand away. She tells them to leave, confirming that the power is really there. She says so many have tried and failed, and Tommy says that they won't fail, and then she just attacks him, pinning him down on the ground. Aisha explains that they don't want trouble, mentioning Zordon. This makes the woman shocked, as she apparently knows Zordon. Her name is Dulcia, and when she hears that Ivan Ooze is free, she leads the teens away. Meanwhile, Zordon is still dying. Alpha tries to tell him to shut up and rest. Also, Ivan Ooze looks pretty much the same with a wig and a cloak on, giving away his ooze to a bunch of children. Didn't he say he was a master of disguise? He then tells them all to throw it in their parents' faces. Anyways, Dulcia is still leading the Ranger teens in the most drawn-out walking shots ever. Finally, they come upon the ancient ruins of the Ninjeti Temple. Apparently, inside the giant dick on the horizon is the monolith where the power lies. She warns that it is heavily guarded for intruders, and no one has succeeded. Alpha asks how they can, and she basically says, well, Zordon picked you, so I guess you're as good as it can get. She says they'll call on the animal spirits of the ancient Ninjeti. Fred's dad comes home, finding Ivan's ooze on the counter, which he then smells. What the hell's with people just smelling things on this show? Whatever, he touches the goo and it brainwashes him, and he walks out onto the street, joined by a lot of other parents. Meanwhile, Alpha gets the viewing globe up and running to find a news report, which is talking about how Angel Grove parents are going missing, when it's interrupted by an Ivan's Ooze commercial. Zordon hopes that the Rangers are not too late. On the ancient ruins in Phaedos, Dulcia explains how there's an animal spirit in everyone, waiting to be released. She then tells them to close their eyes as she blows glitter over fire at them, giving them literal color-coded pajamas. She then explains their new animals. Aisha is the bear, fierce and unstoppable. Rocky is the ape, powerful and smart. Billy is a wolf, cunning and swift. Kimberly's the crane, agile, and light as a feather. Adam is bummed because he's a frog, but Dulcea says, yes, like the one you kissed to get a handsome prince. That wasn't any character traits, but okay, Dulcea. Also, Tommy is the falcon, winged lord of the skies. Also, no character traits to be found there, huh? She explains that they now have the power of the Ninjetti infused within them, but they have to do the rest on their own. She says that if she leaves the ruins, she will age as rapidly as Zordon. So apparently she's like super old. Then she just turns into an owl and flies away. So, could she always do that? Fred comes home to find his ooze open, but he can't find his dad. At the construction site, Ivan Ooze is sipping some dry ice with Goldar, explaining that he's bored because he thought the ectomorphicons would be dug up by now. He then makes some random parent dance for entertainment. Great comedy, everyone. The Tengu Warriors arrive back at the construction site, screeching up a storm. They say how they did well enough, but they didn't destroy them, and Ivan says, "What? You didn't kill them?" Which gets really serious out of nowhere. They explain how someone showed up with whistling sticks, and Ivan instantly knows who it is. He then angrily just blows them all up. He has to get his machines unearthed by sundown. The Rangers have put out the fire, and as they stare off at the phallic monolith in the distance, they start to descend into the jungle. Again, at the construction site, Fred is there, hiding behind rocks and looking for his dad. He finds him, running up to him, trying to talk sense into him, but he doesn't react. Fred then hides when Goldar and Morphin are yelling at people to keep digging, and Fred sees that the machines are becoming unearthed. Ooze claims that one is called Hornitron and the other is called Scorpitron. He then reiterates once again his whole plan. Meanwhile, in the forest, the Rangers discover giant bones of dinosaurs, and Adam says, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," as a joke, which is actually a timely reference for this film. Billy investigates one, and suddenly, this Triceratops bone creature is alive. Somehow. He starts coming for Aisha, but Rocky saves her before he's just hit away. I like this one. Adam rolls underneath the creature while it chases Kim, who gets cornered, and she's screaming for Tommy, who comes up with a stick before he flips off of a tree onto its back, riding the damn thing. Also, we legitimately see a crew member just in view for a few seconds. Tommy then just pulls out a random bone from its neck, which stops it and makes the entire thing crumble apparently. They walk away totally fine. Meanwhile, at the industrial plant, the ooze is being mass-produced while the ectomorphicons are coming together. Apparently, they're completed now, and Ivan tells the parents to go commit suicide at the construction site and leap to their doom. Man, this is really taking dark turns after dark turns, huh? Jesus. Morphin pumps the ectomorphicons with ooze, and Ivan zaps them, bringing them to life. Meanwhile, the Rangers are still walking through the damn jungle, finally finding the base of this stupid-ass monolith. They approach it cautiously, looking at it before Tommy approaches it. There are stone figures in the wall, and he touches one, confused. Then suddenly, these stone creatures come to life, swinging big axes at them. Also, here come 3 others.